Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. The temperatures are great. Many of us are taking advantage of our backyards, but mosquitoes are also taking advantage of our backyards unless you call Southeast Termite and Pest Control for treatment options. They can do it one time, weekly, monthly, however you want to set it up. They can do it, eradicate mosquitoes from your yard. It's also ant season. A lot of little black ants crawling around. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, they came out and sprayed my house this past week, took care of the problem. They do a great job. SoutheastTermite.com to learn more. All right, as I mentioned, this week Joe Buck started a national debate, the Fox Sports broadcaster, by announcing that, in his view, Fox Sports would probably be adding fake crowd noise to games to make it seem more normal for fans. He also said it's possible they could add virtual fans, the visual of virtual fans in the stands, like a video game, I guess. I think broadcasting a game, it's not pure journalism, but it's akin to journalism. You should be reporting what you see and the reality, in my view. I just want reality. I don't want nonsense. And all I could think of all week was this.
So Vaughn in a little trouble here. But I'll tell you, these Cleveland fans are great. Listen to them get behind Vaughn. Hey, way to go, Rick. Oliver Heil loves you. Come on, baby. Come on, Ricky. Come on, Ricky.
Yeah, I don't need the fake crowd noise, the Bob Uecker stuff. If it were Uecker doing it, it would be funnier. But I'm not a fan of the nonsensical fake crowd noise. A lot of people are saying it helps it be normal. I don't want to listen to a scrimmage. Give it to me. Where are you guys on this?
No.
That quickly?
No. I mean, here's the thing. How do you fake it? I mean, is a big tackle on 2nd and 7 behind the line of scrimmage? Is that a huge one, or is that kind of a no?
Laugh track, man. Got a guy.
Well, I'm saying laugh track's what makes me think about that too. I read a story about how the laugh track was invented, and are they going to come up with a cheer track now?
That's right. Jimmy, are you for this or against this?
I'm more opposed to virtual fans in the stands. I think that's silly. But when I thought about this, I'm like, well, I watch Seinfeld, and they've got fake laughing in the background. It doesn't bother me. So I don't know that it would really bother me if they did it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm not quite as opposed as Bob, or maybe even you, with the crowd noise in the back. Just because I hear it with laughter, with comedies and stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's so what.
I'm sitting there watching the game, and the stadium is roaring. It's 4th and 1, and down there on the field, they're not hearing any of this. So the roaring stadium on 4th and 1.
It's for TV only. I get that.
Yeah, but I mean, and I just think it's phony, no.
I just think we'd notice.
It's like artificial Christmas trees. I'm against them too.
I think it would look weird for a week. We'd come back the first week of a UT game. We were there the first play. We'll come back and do a segment on, man, that was weird hearing it without the crowd noise, and then we'd all get used to it and move on. I just don't think it's something. Nope, I'm not going to watch because it sounds weird. I do wonder though if the leagues are pushing this at all, because
I know where you're going.
They don't want everybody. One, you got coaches who don't want to hear signals being yelled, but leagues might not want you hearing the kind of things that are said on the field.
Correct.
And if there's no crowd noise, you're going to hear a lot of trash talking and cursing. And I
thought of that, and I think that would be more interesting.
I would enjoy that too.
I mean, you know.
Well, you can watch The Last Dance if you want some of that.
But here, it's Fox Sports who added the glow to the puck. They're doing a NASCAR race today where they're broadcasting remotely. The announcers aren't at the race. They're watching on television in Los Angeles. They did that at the World Cup last year. Didn't even at the last time around. Didn't even go. Just sat in L.A. and watched it on TV. So they don't know any more than the viewer what's actually going on in the stadium. Typical Fox. They also did Scooter, the talking baseball. Do you guys remember Scooter? Take a look at this abomination.
Varitek will bat with 2 on and 2 out. Here is Scooter talking about the curveball, which El Duque features.
This is Scooter. You know, a sweeping curveball can save my gorgeous face from getting smacked. I scoop from one side of the plate to the other and drop down at the same time. So remember, a sweeping curveball sweeps right over home plate.
Well, the curveball, it's not necessarily how you hold it, it's how it comes out of your hand.
Sweeping curveball like me. That was during an ALCS. That's Fox Sports for you.
I missed that.
Well, you know, ESPN has had basketball games where announcers have not been at the games. Carol Lawson calls some of those games.
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
not a fan. But the first ones I remember ever hearing were Fox Sports, who's typically at the cutting edge of dumbing down everything in terms of glowing pucks and talking baseballs, and now virtual fans and virtual crowd noise. I'm against it, but we'll see. All right, we got to move on. You didn't like Scooter?
You know, I'll drink this afternoon just to try to forget Scooter.
Games, we'll be back in a second, and we're going to talk about the kings of college football. Which programs are the best in the playoff era? Where's Tennessee ranked? Come on back.